South Africans, you say Zimbabweans are taking your jobs, right? That foreigners are taking your jobs, right? Let me tell you, here is your jobs. Here are your jobs, American Swiss.
So lately, over the past few months, we've been hearing this narrative that foreign shop owners or spaza owners are poisoning South Africans with the food they sell in their spazas, and the same food that they've been selling to South Africans for the past 20 years that foreigners were controlling this industry. Why would they put their clients? And why would they start today when xenophobia is high? Let's listen to the expert in here.
Our minerals are leaving our country unprocessed. So raw materials are leaving our country to create jobs elsewhere. Here are your jobs. Don't be misled and be told that Zimbabweans are taking your jobs here. Here are your jobs, and you are saying nothing about that. So we need beneficiation in our country. We need to ensure that the government start to process these mineral resources here in our country, right? So this issue and the story that says Zimbabweans are taking your jobs is a lie. Here are your jobs. Here are your jobs, right? So don't be misled, because America is the one that beneficiates your own jobs, and then it comes back as finished goods. Here are your jobs. From today, you need to know where are your jobs. Here are your jobs. Not Zimbabweans taking your jobs. These are quality jobs. You need to know from today.
Guess who is angry, ladies and gentlemen? It's the South Africans and the black South Africans, because they found out the people they have been blaming, their fellow African people, they are not the ones that are doing things. It's actually these people that have been doing the most to their kids, and they don't know how to handle the truth.
And why is this narrative coming at a time when we have seen people like Pick n Pay and ShopRite wanting to go into the township to tap into this $200 billion economy? And why are South Africans always so gullible? You've been told lies about Jacob Zuma. You've been told lies about everything. You've even been told that you did not exist in South Africa by the time white people come here, but you're still listening to this media. You have not legislated against the lies of this media. So are South Africans being paid to kill their own children or to kill their neighbors' children in order to drive these spazas out, or these foreigners out of the spazas, so that the white businesses can come and take over? When are you guys going to wake up?
This is why I do not shop at Pick n Pay. I'm currently packing my whole life. My fridge is basically empty. Oven is hot and ready for some food to go in there. I went to Waterfront today and I went to the Pick n Pay, and obviously if I'm moving, I just want something quick and easy. So I bought 2 packs of pizzas there and just margarita, something simple. This is the one that I got, and mind you, it says 28th of November, sell by, use by. Why am I seeing this? Ma'am, why am I seeing mold? What is this white thing? So this is the first pizza. This one was the second one, and I had to literally throw this one away because it's literally turning blue. It smelled so bad, I literally had to throw this one away because it was just getting so moldy. Another proof that I actually bought it, so it says there 28th of November, today. I bought it literally today at the Waterfront Pick n Pay. Guess what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight? I'm going to Engine for the Woolies pizza, because no thank you, Pick n Pay.
Don't come for me today, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Natkona Esther. If you're new here, welcome. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share, and let me know what you think in the comment section. For people that are new to my channel and you are not African and you are not South African and you don't know what's happening in South Africa, we don't know. It's like a global rant at this moment. The South African people are xeno. Like, they don't like fellow black people from African countries. Now, a lot of the times, black South Africans could come out and be like, and of course, I don't dispute it. Sometimes they are right. Fellow African brothers and sisters, they be doing the most. However, lately, they have been saying that these foreigners, us the blacks, that come and open these spaza shops, they're called spaza shops in South Africa, but like they like mini shops. We are the people are selling fake things, they are and the fake things are taking away the children, Ladies and gentlemen, surprise, surprise, A black South African must be wondering right now, covering their faces, what happened to the white-owned businesses? Because right now, mission finding out where the expiry date is in South Africa is trending in spaces that are not owned by fellow black people, and black South Africans are confused. Where do we go from here? Because like literally we just wanted the blame to be on our black brothers and sisters, because they are the ones that we don't want here. We want them to close their businesses. Tell me why. Pick and Pay, Shoprite's, all Best Buy, whatever, all these nice and fancy places owned by the whites and the Indians, they are being found having expiry dates, and the internet is not happy.
Officers monitoring the standards in our spaza shops and then in our shops that will see you sitting down writing a paper. This Simba chips from this barcode has done my stomach wrong and I am suing it. Stop fighting each other. Let's build. Let us build Africa. To build Africa is the responsibility of all, each and every one of you. For God has indeed blessed Africa. When you were praying, Nkosi sikeleli Africa, what were you saying? You did not hear yourself when you were saying Nkosi sikeleli Africa, but now you want to fight another African. Please, let us come to sense. Let us mean the words that we have said before. Let us mean the words that we are saying now. Let us mean the words that are being said by our children. Nkosi did indeed bless Africa. We sikelele inkosi Africa. Africa isikelekile. Isikelekile because you asked for it with your tongue. Let us be in position where we understand what we say with our tongue. When you say, hey, mapokopoko, hey, bafana, bafana. When they were praying for you to Nkosi sikeleli Africa. Let that be true. I ask it from each and every one of you. Share this video, like this video, so that it can get more audience, so that it can get to all Africans, so that all Africans can hear that the roots of the African tree are saying to all people, let us live and enjoy freedom in the universe, our home. Let that reality be true for each and every individual in the African continent.
So guys, I found out all of it is actually expired and rotten. There's worms, there's all sorts of filthy things going on here. This is your man, this is the manager here. The so-called posh spa Times Square Mall. They're selling rotten food, guys. It's a heads up, guys. Please watch out. My man, how do you explain yourself there? The food is rotten. How do you explain this? Why are you selling rotten food? It's expired. There's worms going on there.
You're supposed to take it out.
You're supposed to taking it out.
Morning, you're supposed to check quality and take it out.
You know, I almost bought. If my friend didn't warn me, I was gonna eat this thing.
I apologize, sir.
No, but this thing is wrong, my man. You're gonna kill us. What's your name? Let me see your name. Let me see your name. You're the manager here. Yeah, man, you shouldn't be doing this thing, man.
No, I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna post this on social media.
He was supposed to do quality checks in the morning.
No, but I don't know, like, that's your business. That's your business. You shouldn't be doing this.
You know, the story that is going around that food points, spaza shops, etc. Unfortunately, that's not the case. In terms of all our investigations in the city around the death that happened, we found out that it's organophosphate. In one instance, in Vosloorus, the family prepared and consumed sandwiches, and there were 2 children that died of that after consuming that. And over and above the sandwiches, they also consumed chips, which are Simba chips. And we tested both. And the positive traces of organophosphate was found in the home-prepared sandwich. And as relates to the chips that were bought elsewhere, those were found to be negative in terms of any trace of food poisoning. So the problem that we're picking up is mainly from organophosphate, the aldicarb, commonly known as aldicarb, and in all the instances, like in Tsakani, there was also an incident where we had to test biscuits, and they also were found to be negative. But tracing this matter further, we found out that there were fruit and vegetables that were stored by a neighbor who's selling this. And where he's storing this, he's also using this aldicarb, and the contamination should have happened due to that. And that's why we had this case of aldicarb.
So we are hearing that the city of Johannesburg has done its experiments and tests, and it has discovered that the poisons have not been happening from food brought from spaza shops. It actually has been happening in the house and from neighbors who are South Africans. So why is the narrative that the spaza shops are the ones poisoning South African children still going on when we know very well that scientifically that is not the case? Why is this lie continuing? Why did we hear the chairman of the Youth League of the ANC today spreading xenophobia and trying to cast aspersions upon these spaza shops?
Why man is still gonna live large, I tell you, in South Africa? Because black South Africans let white people go away with anything. I say what I say. Yeah, don't crucify me. Just go in the comment section and tell me what you think. But I'm so ready because I know a lot of black South Africans are going to be like, but Esther, you don't have the right to talk about it. But they are. No, and I don't like this excuse, but they are fellow South Africans. Hey, they are fellow South Africans. But they are selling things that are expired and they are taking away your kids. You're doing nothing to them. But if it was a foreigner from Mozambique or Zimbabwe or Kenya, they would have been immediately.
A warning to you all. This is about the spaza shops, the bedrock of the South African economy, also referred to as the township economy. Now, why is it a warning? Let's first start with this. Do you remember the story when it broke out? 23 children passed away after consuming expired food from spaza shops. So, of course, there was a public outcry because children are eating expired food from spaza shops. So, President Ramaphosa released a statement saying that all spaza shops must be registered for health inspections and only if so will be allowed to operate. So what he's introducing are specific legislation and laws so that if you are registered, you will be legally allowed to run a spaza shop. Because they even discovered a warehouse with expired foods supplying the spaza shops. And many of the blame went to illegal foreigners, the foreigners who own the shops, who are not registered, they have no paperwork, and they're obviously running it with no structure or laws in place. However, this is the warning that I want to tell you about. Is anyone else also thinking the sudden spate of spaza shop poisoning is starting to smell a little off? I mean, these shops have been around for decades. Why now? Well, there may be one reason. This. Big businesses want in on South Africa's booming 200 billion rand informal economy. And this is where the issue may be. And you need to watch out. And many people are asking, like this one, what I find interesting is no one is stopping South Africans from owning spaza shops. But no one is doing it. But is that it? Well, this lady responded saying South Africans had the spaza shops. The foreigners came with strategies to sell groceries very cheap that forced many of the black stores to close down. I know because my father owned one. He never recovered as that was our only means of income. He passed away a broken man. So there is legitimate issues of South Africans who do own spaza shops get bought out or get irrelevant because foreign-owned spaza shops are selling expired foods at much cheaper rates. People are going to choose the cheaper option. They're going to buy from that. You can't blame them because that's what people are going to do. So many people have asked, why don't they make the shops nice and formal and registered so that South Africans that are registered can operate and run the spaza shops. But you have to see this first. The thing about the formal economy, the corporate structure is things are set, they work correctly, but it doesn't gel with the informal sector. The informal sector is a different culture. Township culture is completely different, and corporate culture cannot understand it. So they're trying to formalize it so that they can make money out of it. So what do they do in order to compete or destroy their competition? They create something called bureaucratic corruption. Bureaucratic corruption. That's what this is. It is a way for big businesses to diminish and discourage competition from smaller players by making the process too complicated, too expensive, with a lot of paperwork. Guess what? If you wanted to go to Europe and you applied for a visa, they're going to ask you for so much of paperwork that it will discourage you from applying in the first place. It is done by design. That's why they ask you for so much of stuff, and it takes months to get it, because they want to know if you really want to come to Europe, we want to make you work for it. So it comes back to Ramaphosa and the rules. This is where the bureaucracy is going to kick in. By making it too expensive with all that paperwork, it's going to discourage people. Who's going to do this? The people who often run spaza shops can't even afford it. And guess what? Even if it is registered, do you know what South Africans are doing? They are registering the spaza shops and simply giving it to a foreigner to run. So in the end, the same process still happens, but the ownership and the registration is just with the South African. Does that solve any issues? I don't know. The corporates have tried this before. Do you remember this? This was Pick n Pay. So Pick n Pay started to introduce a spaza style franchise so that spaza shop owners can operate it by themselves, but under the Pick n Pay branding. So it's formal and registered. But guess what they did? They made the process so formal that it made spaza shops very difficult to run. It was very expensive, and they had massive loans in their names. And in the end, the spaza shop owners were just employees of Pick n Pay. So it made no difference. And guess what? It did not last. It shut down, and many of the spaza shop owners had loans and debt in their name. So Pick n Pay did not help one bit, even though the government set the structures for them to do it. That's where you come in. Corporates cannot compete with spaza shops. It's going to require South Africans to actively operate and manage it as a community. That's the only way. Corporates have no chance, and they're going to try it again. So we get back to this. Now suddenly I'm starting to think, why were there a spate of poisoning all over the place suddenly? This plays in the corporate favor because now the government was forced to put all of those rules in place. That makes it easier for the corporates to capture the spaza industry. But only you can stop it. Because let me tell you something, if you follow the money, if you follow who benefits the most, I wouldn't be surprised if corporate South Africa were involved in the poisoning. Therefore, instead of worrying about foreign-owned and foreigners, is to take action and run the spaza shops yourself and allow it so that only you can operate it. Because if you don't, the corporates will take over. Because many people are saying, you know what, if the spaza shop was a Checkers-owned one, it would be better. It's safer. Yes, it will be. But you're losing the economy and the ownership of it. You need to have ownership of the spaza shops. This is the last foundation of wealth that is available to you. 200 billion rand worth. So this is actually in your hands. And there's one thing I would like to say. Instead of worrying about the foreigners and foreign-owned spaza shops, understand who benefits the most from this. It's the corporate. Make your voice heard and build it as a community. Because this is one thing you can own. And if you don't, they will take it. And it's an economy that is worth billions. And it's in your hands.
I just came here to give you the tea, to give you the news, to whom it may concern. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Because you know what? I am here to judge-ish, because all the stores that we found with all these expiry date things that they have been selling to people, for as long as it's not a black foreign African person who owns the business, they have not been shut down. But you know how it has been going down in South Africa lately? If you are African black and you are found with anything wrong in your shop, you are immediately deported. People will beat your ass and they will show you out of the country. Now it's the white people, and black South Africans don't know how to react. It's giving the white man can sell us all the expired things and we shall buy them, we shall indulge in them, or yes, we will complain in silence because they are not making the waves. It's the red pill South Africans that are like, we need to expose these whites as well, that are coming out on the internet and are exposing. But you know what? Majority of black South Africans are quiet. They don't want to comment on their colonizers' products, even if they fake. Double standards. Is it self-hate? Is it hyper praising the whitey? They can never do no wrong, even if they do something wrong. We shall excuse it and look the other way. But the moment it's a black person, we are here to hide. It's just a question, y'all. Don't judge me. These are the videos and they are crazy. And that's how I'm appreciating the TikTokers that are here to give us the tea. Because if they don't do this, we would have never known. South African black people would have kept silent.
Residents of Tshwane, we are now at a factory that produces these things. So this is what we, again, lollipop that are obviously consumed by kids. So we've got the scanner here, and so I want to show you how this is packed to go to shops and they don't comply. So I just took one example where I scan one product here and then I go search, and this is the results, that this barcode doesn't match anything on the internet. I've showed you how to do it. Where we have seen genuine products. This is counterfeit products that are on their way to be sold to kids, to kill kids basically.
Check out best before.
Even if we leave all this stack shop for you guys, you will never work like us. Never. That's one thing. Another thing, you will never support each other. And then hello my friend, and then you buy. You can never give respect and money at the same time. You know, there was once I asked this guy why he doesn't respect me, and then he told me, Mina, respect. And then from that I understand you guys do not give respect and money at the same time. So even if we leave all the shops for you guys, you will never work like us. And even if we leave also the shop for you guys, you will never work together like us. Because all of you guys, everyone for himself.
Tell me what you think in the comment section, y'all. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.